50, 45. There goes Davis. Oh, my God. Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game. Auburn's going to win the football game. He ran the missed field goal back. He ran it back 109 yards. They're not going to keep him off the field tonight. Holy cow. Oh, my God. Auburn wins. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl in the most unbelievable fashion you will ever see.
Oh, welcome in everyone to a brand new edition of the Dream Wager, episode 324. Today is October 25th, 2025. I'm your host, D-Rock. Joining me is our NBA guru right in time for our season last night, Elvis Acosta. E, how you doing today, kid?
I'm doing great. Ready for a big NBA slate. Had a little fun last night, Dill, but let's get into it.
Hell yeah. Last night was really good. You had the Lakers. They were competitive for most of the game, but every time, they kind of cut it to single digits. They went right on a run. They opened it up to double digits again. Golden State, back and forth all night. They couldn't stop Devin Booker. He went off crazy. So good opening night. Got a loaded slate tonight in the association. We'll discuss that. We got plays for Thursday Night Football. Buccaneers at the Buffalo Bills. See if the Buffalo Bills could circle the wagon. We'll recap yesterday night and Sunday and Monday. So we'll start Sunday. Good game. We thought it was going to be. It was competitive in the first half. Miami Dolphins wind up losing 31-17 to the Philadelphia Eagles. Jalen Hurts, big game. Besides that one pick, I thought he played a really good game, took care of the ball for most parts, 23 for 31, threw for over 279 yards. Good call on the over there. They got back to running the ball, I thought, which was a key which I thought they got away from, especially last week against the Jets. DeAndre Swift had a nice game. A.J. Brown, 5 straight games with over 130 yards. This man he's just unguardable right now. They got a one-on-one. If you're not double coverage on high safety over the top, you're doing something wrong. They need to continue to double guard this man. Dallas Gollard, had a good night as well. Devontae Smith was dealing with a little back injury, but first on the Philadelphia Eagles side, they take care of business at home, undefeated 3-0 at home, 6-1 on the year. Impressive bounce back, right, E?
Still, it was a great team win. The first half got it going. Both teams came out swinging, but in the second half, still the defense of the Eagles really took control of the game. Like you said, Jalen Hurts had himself a clean game. Besides the one interception, he had himself a day. Like you said, 279 passing, 2 touchdowns. They got to do something about A.J. Brown, because the fact that he did it 5 straight games, he's
unguardable right now.
Right now, he's playing like the best wide receiver in football. It's just the numbers he's putting up, not just what he did Sunday night and center stage, but 5 straight weeks over 100 yards, touchdowns. So yeah. I just want to give A.J. Brown his flowers, bro. You're playing elite, bro. Like you said, the running game kind of really got it back and going. I'm not gonna say, I honestly think they just couldn't run the ball against the Jets. It's just the Jets are a great defense. So the Philly got back to what they're doing. Got a couple tush pushes going, but overall, great team win and surprisingly dominating, especially in the second half.
Yeah, like I was telling you yesterday, or I think maybe Sunday we were speaking. It's just, it seems like 7 games in, 5-2 record. The Dolphins just, I don't know what it is, but against good teams, they have some trouble scoring the ball. So they could score 50 to 70 points against all these below average teams, but they struggled. I didn't think Tua played all that good, to be honest. They weren't able to run the ball at all, which was very alarming, I thought, because all these motions and all these gadget plays that Mike McDaniels calls up usually has worked. Even with the backup, Raheem Morris couldn't get anything going. Tyreek Hill, he had a good game, but other than that, they really didn't get anything. Jalen Waddle had an okay game. Braxton Berrios, Cedric Wilson Jr., they didn't really do anything offensively, and then they couldn't stop on defense. They couldn't stop the Eagles. So what are your thoughts on this, I guess, this Dolphins team and their performance Sunday night, and I guess moving forward against good teams?
I'm not gonna overreact, just because I feel like in the first half they're kind of even kill, but in the second half they kind of got shut down. So I'm gonna give credit to the Eagles defense still. To be honest, I think Tua in the first half played pretty great, especially with that dime. Tyreek, like you said, Tyreek had himself a good game. It's just nobody else really came along. So I'm gonna credit the defense from the Eagles more because we've seen Miami all season long put up these historic numbers. Still, I understand they stutter steps against the Bills and Philadelphia. Still, but in the first half, their offense was explosive like they were all season long. Still, it's just the second half they couldn't really get it going. I think what it honestly is, though, is the run game. We saw it only 12 attempts for 45 yards. You're not going to fool anybody there. So I think when this offense works best is when the running game is at its best. So this offense in the passing game goes off the running game, Bill, and that's when Tyreek, Jalen Waddle is running free open up the middle because those linebackers, possibly even a safety, are coming in thinking there's a run. Because throughout the whole season, though, we've seen it. They've just been running the ball down people's throat. Mostert, Kane. They've been running for 200 plus yards in multiple games. 45 yards ain't gonna do it, and you're not gonna expect Tua to throw it all over the yard. He's been averaging around like 2-something all season. So
so we'll see. They come back home, Miami, against your New England Patriots off a big win. So right now, Miami 9.5-point favorites at home. They did play earlier in the year. They took care of business. I mean, I don't really think so. They took care of business last time. And then Eagles, they play the Redskins, who always kind of play them well, in division rival. Right now, Eagles are 6.5-point favorites on the road. So we'll see if they could, make it 2 in a row now and improve to 7-1. But yeah, overall let's talk about Monday real quick. San Francisco 49ers, they make it 2 in a row to the Minnesota Vikings, 22-17. They cover as outright. Game actually goes under. And, at least in the first quarter, I thought, they're going to run the ball right down the 49ers' throat. And after the first quarter, they kind of got away from running the ball with Madison and Akers. Akers had a pretty all right game as well. And I mean, they just couldn't stop Jordan Addison. Jordan Addison, TJ Hawkinson had a decent game. KJ Osborne, thank you, God, he went over. But other than that, I mean, you got to give credit where it's due. Kirk Cousins is playing. I know they're not doing good sitting at 3-4, but I agree with Troy Aikman. I think Kirk Cousins is playing like a top 10 quarterback right now. He threw for almost 400 yards. He had that one interception that was okay. It wasn't a bad interception, I would say, but I thought he played a really good game. And I think the notion of primetime Kirk Cousins really has to go away now. But big win for the Vikings at home. What are your thoughts for them?
Dill, what more could we say? Kirk Cousins had himself a fucking day, Dill. The numbers he was able to put up there that's the key. Without arguably the best wide receiver in football in Justin Jefferson, my boy, against the 49ers defense, threw for 378, 2 tutties, the one bad interception deal, but the fact that Jordan Addison had himself a day. My boy TJ Hawkinson had himself a day. Your boy Osborne didn't really have himself a good game, but Powell stepped up, Dill. The fact that he was able to spread it around against the 49ers defense, Dill, that's what was impressive to me. The running game wasn't really there. Madison had a couple good runs, a couple first downs here and there, Dill. But the fact that Kirk Cousins was able to do it with his arm without Justin Jefferson against that defense, if he does this against, the Panthers or somebody, it's not that impressive. But the fact that he did it against arguably the best defense in the NFC, Dill, at home, this was a 2-4 team. We did now. The Vikings are live. I wouldn't say possibly for the division, but definitely for the playoff spot, Dill. So give credit to Minnesota. It was a great game by Kirk Cousins and pulling off one of the best upsets we've seen.
Yeah, 100%. And now on the 49ers side, Brock Purdy, I didn't think he played all that bad of a game, to be honest. I thought the last 6 minutes of the game, he played bad. Even the interception, he's made that throw earlier in the game. He was just throwing the ball a little earlier than anticipated. So if he waited a little, I thought he would have made that throw. I didn't think Brock Purdy played all that bad. He is dealing with the concussion now, so it probably looks like he won't play Sunday. But overall, Christian McCaffrey, I think that fumble actually hurt them. They wound up scoring on that drop off that turnover. So you never really see it. It is his third fumble of the year. So maybe take something, maybe look at something like that. But, Brandon Ayuk, he had a really good first half and then really went away from everything. George Kittle, he kind of stepped up in the second half, but I mean, San Francisco not scoring any points in the first quarter kind of hurt them, I thought. The field goal kicker, Moody, his struggles continue as well. So I'm not like you, not going to overreact too much with the Dolphins loss. I'm not really going to overreact. This is a good Minnesota team. I don't know if they're live for the division, but they are live. The season is not over by any means. And back to the primetime, Cousins is 5-3 in home primetime games in Minnesota. So everyone's talking about primetime Kirk Cousins at home. He's above 500. He's a good, profitable quarterback. So I'm off on that notion. That's lazy handicap for people who saying, oh, it's just primetime Kirk Cousins. It's not anymore. But yeah, I'm not going to write it off. I also thought the play calling from Shanahan wasn't as good. It looked like something was missing without Debo, it looked like. Am I far off by saying that?
Not off, Dill, because he, like I said, he's one of the best dual threats you have in the league. So the fact that you could spread him out, you could bring him in, you could line him right next to Christian McCaffrey, you could spread him out, you could have him in motion, Dill. So definitely, when you're missing one of the best dual threats in the league, it's gonna, slow down the offense and yeah. Honestly, close the playbook a little bit because some of those other plays, especially the explosive ones, guess what? You don't have the personnel for it, Dill. So, yes, I kind of agree with you, Dill, but I'm with you. I'm not going to overreact. The media overreacting about Brock Purdy. Let me tell you what Brock Purdy did. He went 21 for 30, 272 on the road. One interception was bad. The one late, the dude's forcing the ball, trying to make a play. He threw it on the run, something he doesn't do. I want to say great.
Throw that he's made earlier in the day.
Exactly, Dill. So, he was running out the pocket. He overthrew it because he's on the run. I'm not gonna crucify him over that, Dill. If Mac Jones for the rest of the season goes 21 for 30, 272, we'll be in position to win every fucking game. I think
a lot of quarterbacks. Honestly, we saw great performances by both quarterbacks. Kirk Cousins only incompleted 10, and Brock Purdy only incompleted 9. So we saw great. I wouldn't say great, maybe on one side, but we saw good quarterback play from both teams. So yeah, I'm not gonna overreact.
And
maybe go.
And this is my point again. Same thing with Miami, Dill. 65 team rushing yards for the 49ers. At the end of the day, Brock Purdy, we want to put him in that top 10 already. And he's been playing like it. I'm not going to remove him from that conversation. But when you can't get the running game going, he's still a young quarterback. A running game is the quarterback's best friend, like Tua. Yeah. You only get 45 rushing yards. Guess what? Tua's not going to go out there and throw for 400 yards. We know that, Dill. Same way with Brock Purdy. If the running game's not going, guess what? He's going to have to force some plays. And like he did, he threw a couple of interceptions. I'm not going to crucify him. But when you can't get the running game going, Brock Purdy's not going to throw for 400 yards. He didn't do that last year, and they won a ton of games. And he's been doing that, and he hasn't been doing that this year. They won a ton of games. So that's not him. He's not him and Tua need their running game. They're not going to go out there and throw for 400 yards, 4 touchdowns like a Kirk Cousins, like a Josh Allen, like a Joe Burrow, like a Patty Mahomes. They're not that. They need the running game, and they can explode past that.
Yeah, I think you make a great point. Once you start getting away from the run game and you start being one-dimensional, it's very predictable for a defense of what you're going to do. And once the game script kind of changed, because 90% of the games they've played, they've been in front. So they didn't really have to force anything, and Brock Purdy was just kind of lacing them up with the 20 to 25 throws that he was making. But you get away from that. Now you're down most of the game. You're going to have to force some things like you're alluding to. So, yeah, tough loss, but extremely talented team. Great defense still, great coach. I'm not going to worry about the San Francisco. And sometimes this is what a really good team needs. They need a little, a wake-up call. Like, okay, they've lost 2 in a row now.
On the road.
Yeah.
It's hard games. And Dill,
Yeah.
real quick thing before we move on. Let's get
Yeah.
Brian Flores his fucking flowers. Still, we
Yeah.
understand Brock Purdy, didn't look great last week and threw interceptions. Still, he threw it back to back. We saw this kid win 13, 14 straight games, start and finish.
Yeah.
The fact that Brian Flores in that defense make him look, like an amateur quarterback, like a rookie. I gotta give him his flowers for that. Brian Flores, you coached yourself a fucking day, buddy.
Yeah, they didn't really get home all that much, but they had pressure on him basically all night, I thought. And I thought they played very good coverage. They played a lot of zone, and they just made him very one-dimensional. So, yeah, for all the shit that the Vikings defense has gotten these past couple weeks, deservingly so, I thought he had a really good game plan against a very good offense in Kyle Shanahan's 49ers. So overall, week 7 was not profitable, but we do hit on 2 plays for Sunday Night Football. Tyreek goes over, and KJ Osborne goes over as well. So 3-8 down 5 units on week 7, worst week of the season so far. So regression is starting to come. How did you do?
Dill, 4-7, Dill, not good. Thank God we had a good Thursday night, Dill, but besides that, it was a bad Sunday, good Sunday night, but other than that, bad week, Dill, 4-7.
Yeah.
That brings us down. We're back to under 500, 49-53 for the year.
Yeah, not looking good. Down on the year as well. Weeks 1 and 7 really did me dirty, but we'll bounce back here in week 8. Got definitely a bunch of interesting games, I think, and we'll take care of Thursday night in just a few. But like I said in the opening, we had opening night last night. 2 games. Denver Nuggets, they raised the banner. I loved seeing Jokic kind of emotional because he usually doesn't, unless it's with his horses, he really doesn't show too much emotion, but he kind of looked a little choked up and kind of like proud of, him and his teammates of winning the championship last year. So they go out and they win by 12 points, 119-107. The game goes under the total as well, but let's start with the defending champs because I don't want to take anything away from them. What do I have to say from the Joker? Just starting it early, another triple-double, 29, 11, and 13. The guy literally does it all. Anthony Davis could not guard him at all. Jamal Murray had a good game. He dropped 21. Caldwell Pope, great call. He had 20 as well. Aaron Gordon had a solid 15. I might be on an island on this one, but I think Aaron Gordon might be better than Michael Porter Jr. In this system, it just looks like Aaron Gordon flourishes more than Michael Porter Jr. But needless to say, I thought they did a really good job. And I think the main story is their bench. Their bench outscored the Lakers bench as well. They got key components, and the Lakers, besides Gabe Vincent, was in foul trouble the whole night. He had 6 points. Christian Wood, he was brick, but he had 7 points. Hachimura had 6. They really didn't get anything off their bench, and I thought that was the difference. What'd you think of the Lakers Nuggets?
Dill, I think it was a great performance from the Denver Nuggets team all around. Like you said, Joker giving you a triple-double. I'm not going to say we expect that from him, but he damn near averaged a triple-double last season. Still. We saw it in the playoffs. He averaged a triple-double in the finals still. He's going to put up numbers. Jamal Murray had himself a nice, quiet game, 3 for 5 from 3, 21 points. Caldwell Pope, I expect him to have a good game, not a fucking great game, Dill. Caldwell Pope had himself a day, 8 from 12 from the field, 2 for 3 from 3. And like you said, Aaron Gordon is just outperforming. Aaron Gordon wasn't this, I'm not going to say, he wasn't popping off the screen this way in Orlando, Dill.
No,
I agree with you. I don't know if it's something about the system or he's just more confident in himself as a player, Dill, knowing that, he don't need to possibly do it all. Maybe in the Magic, they were looking to him as the go-to scorer. Maybe now he knows he got Murray and got Jokic. So,
yeah.
Great overall team win. I think it was a great performance, especially in the first half, early first quarter, going up 14 points still. And then, the kind of, Lakers fought back into it. But Nuggets, when they're all firing on all cylinders, they still might be the best team in basketball.
Yeah, even Christian Bond, he plays physical. Reggie Jackson off the bench as well.
He's a vet. You know,
They got some pieces, man. I know they lost Bruce Brown, but it looks so far one game in. Don't want to overreact, but they look like they didn't lose a step. What happened to AD in the second half? 0 for 7, 0 for 8. If he just makes 3 baskets, we're gonna cover this spread 5.5. Like, how do you? Because in the first half, we were watching it together. One, he didn't go after any board in the first quarter. He got 1 board in the first half. What's going on with AD? His stat line was okay, but he was negative 17 from the field. He had 17 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists and 2 blocks.
I'm gonna go with the game plan, Dale. I think the game plan was initially AD, you in the first half get going offensively. So that's why he wasn't really going to the boards. He only had 1 rebound in the first quarter. I think you got to go down there and battle Jokic, you know? Yeah. So I feel like the game plan wasn't like you got to, yes, AD be aggressive, but you can't just give me all in the first half, 17 total points, and then give me none in the second half. I understand he got the shot attempt still, but they weren't great shots. There were like 3 or 4 layups and then 1 bad 3 in the deep too. So, you know, I just feel like the game plan wasn't the best. You know, Darvin Ham and the team got to go back and be like, what's the best way to utilize AD? Because him not focusing on rebounds and just scoring in the first half ain't it. You know, AD only having 17 points, 8 rebounds. That's not it, though. So I just feel like he got to get his motor going a little bit. And at the end of the day, it was just a game 1. Let's not overreact. We understand Kevin Durant. Anthony Davis throughout the playoffs was up and down. At the end of the day, people, he went 6 for 17. You telling me he's going to go 6 for 17, shoot under 30% for the whole season? Absolutely not.
I guess it just looks bad because the Denver Nuggets have seemed to own the Lakers so far. And, you know, they're probably going to meet again sometime in the postseason, and it just doesn't look like AD could do anything to stop Jokic offensively or defensively. And it's bad when Tyron Prince is outscoring you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree, especially after you getting that huge extension. But at the end of the day, it's game 1. You know,
I know.
It's game 1, and like you said, if AD just makes a couple shots in the second half, this game is much closer than 12 points of the final score. So I just feel like if AD was a little better, even like Austin Reeves, he shot 4-11 from the field. So I just feel like if he was a little more efficient, the Lakers would have been in this game. If AD just makes 3 shots in the second half and Austin Reeves just shoots a little better from the floor, we having a whole different discussion deal. And like you said, it's easy to blame AD because that's the easiest fall guy. They lost by 12. Who didn't score in the second half? AD. So it's the easiest to blame.
Of course, but I guess the reason people in the media, and I guess we could include ourselves, the reason we look at AD is, one, like you mentioned, he got the huge contract extension, and he's probably the second best player on the team. We need a little more out of him, but I think the 2 best players last night on the Lakers side, LeBron and Prince. LeBron had a great dime, 21, 8, and 5. D'Lo, he gets me mad. 4 for 12. He was another one who was just brick. He had 3 turnovers as well. Like, I know he got extended and he's an okay piece, but he doesn't really move the needle for me. So tough loss here, but Denver big win opening night, ceremony night at home. Second game on the back-to-back. Phoenix takes care of business on the road, 108-104. They win outright. Game goes under the total as well. And like I said, I mean, I don't even think KD played all that good. 8 points. He had 11 rebounds, 3 assists. He shot 7 for 22. Not the best, but I mean, they just could not guard Devin Booker. When he hit that fadeaway on the post on Steph, I said, oh, it's going to be a long night. Like, he's feeling himself. 32 points, 8 assists, and 6 rebounds as a shooting guard. I mean, just talk about Devin Booker. I don't know if you stayed up and watched the game, but Devin Booker put on a clinic last night.
Yeah, like you said, Kevin Durant didn't have himself a good game, and that's the thing that's impressive. Though I had the 49. I had the Golden State Warriors in this matchup, though, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm shocked. Especially, I picked the Warriors with Bradley Beal in the lineup, and then without Bradley Beal, the fact that they're able to get this victory on the road, though, is a good win. You know, I'm not gonna say great just because Draymond wasn't there. You know, the one key deal, one thing I'm gonna take away from this game is the fact that Devin Booker was a point guard down the stretch. I don't know if you realize,
Yeah.
Bill, the last 3 buckets, all Devin Booker assists. The last 13 points in the last 5-6 minutes of the game were either scored or assisted by Devin Booker. That's to me was the most impressive, because that was my biggest question. Who's gonna be the point guard down the stretch? It's gonna be Devin Booker. It's gonna be Bill. It's gonna be like Cameron Payne or somebody else. Because Kevin Durant, he likes playing off the ball. So that was the most impressive. The fact that Devin Booker was able to control the offense and pull off a victory like that on the road. Yes, a Draymond-less Warriors team, but the fact they were able to do that without Bradley Beal on the road was impressive.
Yeah. And yeah, you could mention Draymond Green was out, but so was Bradley Beal. So Bradley Beal was out. So I think they cancel out the only I guess flaw. Oh, shout out Nurkic, double. I know I was talking to you on this side. I was like, yo, double was like plus 400 for him.
Because I'm telling you, he's gonna average
14 and 14. Jesus.
He's gonna average double digits rebounds this season. That's all they need him to do, and he's gonna get his points. He could make the three. Trust me, he's gonna be open. He's gonna score his points, but they need him to get the boards.
Grayson Allen was able to start since Bradley Beal was out. He shot 0 for 6 and 0 for 5 from three-point. Had no points. But shout out Eric Gordon. He had 10 off the bench as well. But
I think the biggest surprise was Okoye. I don't know if I pronounced the name. He had himself a day. The fact that, he shot 7 from 9 from the field. Only 17 points, but 7 from 9 from the field in 32 minutes. Guess what, kid? You're going to get yourself a playing time. Not just playing time, a starting role in this lineup. 7 for 9. The fact that he was able to shoot the same amount as Kevin Durant in a way more efficient manner. Same environment, though. Same environment. First game of the season. Kevin Durant.
And they hit all their free throws. He hit all his free throws. He played 32 minutes, 17 points. He was +2 from the floor. The guy played a really good game. He got 5 boards. He didn't turn the ball over. He did force a steal as well. Yeah, shout out the kid from Georgia Tech. I think his name's Josh Okoye. Yeah. Small forward, getting some minutes. I love it. So, 17 points. And he was the 3rd leading scorer, right? Literally 1 point below Kevin Durant. I think that was a big surprise. Now, on the Golden State side, Steph Curry, I thought he had an okay game. Oh, by the way, 3rd quarter coming out, we have to continue. We forgot about that. 40-19, they outscored the Phoenix Suns. Every time, I think Steve Kerr is the best at this. After halftime adjustments, they come out and always win the 3rd quarter. We have to put a note to that. I already did. So 3rd quarter Golden States are a continuous thing for this season as well. But, I didn't think anybody really played all that good. Even Klay Thompson. And this guy wants a contract. 3 for 11 from 3, 6 for 18. He had 15 points. I mean, that's just not going to win you anything. Steph Curry had a late 3 to kind of tie the game up late in the game, but I honestly thought Chris Paul played better than Klay Thompson. 14 points. He had 9 assists. He had 2 steals, 6 boards. Thought he outplayed Klay Thompson, if I'm being completely honest. Andrew Wiggins, he didn't play all that good. He could not shoot the ball to save his life. Played defense, but he got no rebounds. He got no assists. He was basically playing defense the whole game. And Kevon Looney, he got 11 boards, but he was -11 from the field. He had 2 turnovers, 7 points. They need more out of Kevin Looney, Andrew Wiggins, and Klay Thompson. Because if Chris Paul and Steph Curry continue to just hold the team up without Draymond, they're going to suffer. Like Jonathan Kugma, He had
Jonathan Kuminga.
Thank you. He had a decent game as well. He had 12 points off the bench. He had 6 rebounds and 1 assist. Like, I could argue Moses Moody had a pretty good game off the bench as well. So I don't know. I didn't like what I saw from Looney, Wiggins, or Klay Thompson. What did you think from the Golden State side?
Still, at the end of the day, I just feel like without Draymond, this team is missing a huge piece. At the end of the day, Draymond's not going to give you, the huge stats. But at the end of the day, he's the missing key. Put it like this, though. Draymond's there last night. They win the game. Flat out simple. They just flat out win that game with Draymond in the lineup. So I'm not going to take too much from it, though. Like you said, Klay Thompson got to play a little better. It's just game 1. But Klay Thompson, you got to be better. It's 3 for 11 from 3. That's horrible. I understand Steph went for 4-14. That's horrible as well. Steph, you got to be better. And then, like you said, the bench, like Moody and Kaminga had themselves day, but Gary Payton the second, 0 for 5 from the field, only had 1 point. So I just feel like overall, Klay Thompson got to do more, and Wiggins got to do more. But Steph is gonna be Steph. Like you said, Chris Paul. I don't expect Chris Paul to be starting moving forward with Draymond is back. I just feel like with Draymond in this lineup, they're just a much better team. So I'm not gonna crucify them. It's just,
yeah, I guess. But my thing is, Gary Payton Jr. is not there to score. He's there to play defense, So I'm not really. Yeah, 0 for 5 is bad. I'm no cutting it in a positive way. Yeah, you got to make at least 1 or 2 baskets. So yeah, I agree there. But he's really not the guy they're looking to score. Klay Thompson, what's up with him? Like, I wouldn't give him a contract now. To be honest, I know I don't want to go over one game. I know, but I like to overreact. It's like, yes, you're a first ballot Hall of Famer. I don't want to take anything away from you, but you kind of declined a little. I don't think I'm far off for saying that.
At the end of the day, 3 for 11 is unacceptable.
That's unacceptable.
If unacceptable for an average NBA player, is unacceptable for Klay Thompson. Simple deal.
Simple.
We're not gonna. It's just Klay Thompson, 3 for 11. Bro. You're Klay fucking Thompson, bro.
You should not be shooting 3 for 11.
You're better than that. That's
E, thank you so much. Let's get to our power rankings. I am very interested to see where we are with our power rankings this week. We're 7 weeks through, almost a halfway mark, about a little over, about like 35-40% way through the season, but I think we have enough sample size to kind of see where each team is showing us their true color. So I will let you lead it off. Who is number 1 7 weeks through?
Dill, give me the Kansas City Chiefs, though. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce had himself a day. Like I said, if he's there and Chris Jones there week 1, this team is 7-0 on the undefeated team. But they weren't, and they almost stuck out that game either way. Give me the Chiefs, number 1. And Dill, the most surprising thing is the defense.
Yeah, 100%. Couldn't agree more. Chiefs number 1 in my power rankings. Had to move them up. 49ers lost 2 in a row. The young guy, Trent McDuffie, the cornerback, he's going to be good. He was rated a top 10 rookie coming in. He's only 22 years old, but the kid is going to be really good corner. That defense is playing phenomenal. He hits the quarterback. They blitz him off the corner a lot. So, yeah, I love everything that they're doing offensively and defensively. No surprise there. Give me the Chiefs at 1.
Dill, at number 2, Dill, coming off an impressive win on Sunday night. Give me the Philadelphia Eagles at number 2. Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown have a crazy connection going on right now. We know what the running game represents still, and their defense is getting better and better throughout the week. They're getting healthier and healthier, and they just got an acquisition in Kevin Bard, who's going to be another stud into that secondary. Give me the Eagles at number 2.
Yeah, great addition, and to help your not depleted but a hurt secondary.
Yeah, they're just hurt. And remember, this lose C.J. Gardner-Johnson last season too.
Yeah, and I mean they only traded 2 draft picks for him, so I mean Howie's just continuing to steal players. So yeah, great pickup during the middle of the week there. I think that's going a little under the radar, but yeah, I agree. Eagles at 2, big bounce back win after a tough. It's not even a bad loss. It's just a tough loss on the road against a defense that's flying. They come back at home against a team that kind of everyone has them written that's better than them. They come out there and their defense is the one that's actually made the stance. Jalen Carter coming back, Lane Johnson, they're getting healthier. I mean, Jalen Carter might be rookie defensive player of the year. This guy is just fucking phenomenal. But yeah, love everything about it. I will say Jalen Hurts does have to take care of ball a little bit. We are starting to see a little more fumbles from him, but overall, love the Eagles. I think they're the best team in the NFC. Give me the Eagles at 2.
Still at number 3, give me the Baltimore Ravens. Still coming off that stellar performance against the Detroit Lions. Still, I can make the case this team should be 6-1 if the Baltimore Ravens against the Steelers just catch a few more balls. Still, the defense playing like a top 5 defense. Lamar put himself back in the MVP conversation. The offense still starting to get healthy. The running game starting to get going. Still, this Ravens team is looking really good. Give me the Ravens at number 3.
At number 3, I got the San Francisco 49ers. Like I said, I'm not going to fault them too much, losing 2 in a row. Still like everything about this team. Defense flying still, I think. Just ran into 2 decent teams. I think Brock Purdy's still fine. Not going to overreact there. And they're getting healthier. I think Debo's going to miss one more game this week, and then he'll be back. So not going to push the panic button. I still think they're an extremely talented team. I think they're the second best team in the NFC. I give me the San Francisco 49ers at 3.
Still, at number 4, give me the San Francisco 49ers, though. Had them top number 1 all season, had them number 2 last week, though. But you dropped 2 straight. I got to bump you down a little more, though. And now we're hearing the news. Sam Darnold might be QB1 this upcoming week, though. I love it.
No, I love it.
I don't.
You saw Sam Darnold play in the preseason? He was lighting them up.
You just said preseason. Give me the 49ers still. Great team. I'm not going to overreact too much. It's just back-to-back losses, though. That's the thing I'm going to say. Give me the 49ers at number 4.
That's all you can say. Give me 4 Baltimore Ravens. Impressive win. They absolutely shat on the Detroit Lions at home. Like I said, Lamar is playing at an MVP level. They're getting healthier. Defense is fucking flying around. Roquan Smith and Patrick Queen, probably the 2 best linebackers in the league right now. They got that young safety as well, Geno Stone. He's fucking 24 years old, flying around. He was a 7th round pick, and now he's fucking starting. He's the NFL leader in interceptions. I mean, this guy's a stud, so he's going under the radar as well. Love this. And you said you can make an argument they should be 7-0, to be honest. They should have never lost a game, to be honest. I think the Baltimore Ravens are top 2, top 3 team in the AFC. Give me the Ravens at number 4.
Still, at number 5, how about them Cowboys? Still, the defense still up there. Dak, I like Dak. I just don't love Dak. And then with the offense overall, though, it's a good team. I understand they lost bad to the 49ers. Still, that's the only in Arizona. But besides that, this team has been showing up and showing out. And I think it was a tough win at LA against the Chargers as well. They'll give me the Dallas Cowboys at number 5.
At number 5, give me the Miami Dolphins. Still like this team. Offense, I really don't worry about. I think they're going to turn things around. I think Mike McDaniel is going to make adjustments. We saw him even last season kind of struggle. You saw him lose 5-6 games in a row. Then he wound up turning things around and getting into the playoffs. I think they'll be fine offensively. Defense is what I worry. Jalen Ramsey is coming back soon. So we'll see. I think they turn things around. But I do worry offensively, and I worry I can't put them in the top 4 until they beat a legit team. Like, they've beaten everyone who's under 500. So until they beat a legit team, I can't put them any higher than 5. So give me the Miami Dolphins at number 5.
So at number 6, I still think this team is a very good team. Give me the Detroit Lions at number 6. Still 5-2, top of the North. I understand they got buzzsaw against a very good Ravens team, deal, but that's really about it. They lost a tough game against Seattle. You know how we feel about Seattle, deal. And be honest, the Lions been taking care of business all season long. The defense been playing pretty well. Besides Baltimore, been pretty damn well. Jared Goff, the offense didn't show up against Baltimore. I know they didn't have a first down the whole half. I highly doubt that ever happens again this season. Give me the Detroit Lions at number 6.
Yeah, at number 6 for me, give me the Jacksonville Jaguars. Very impressive what I've seen lately for the Jaguars. I think they've turned it around offensively, what they're doing, going under center with Trevor Lawrence. I think they're setting up the play action. Their defense is playing well as well. Another young safety, Andre Sisco. He has 3 interceptions as well. He's only 23. He had a forced fumble along the way. So he's another specimen that a young guy that Dougie P has. But I like this team. They're running the ball as well. And I like the little the little shit talking Trevor Lawrence is doing on Twitter. He's keeping all the receipts to all these analysts. So I think this is going to be a very good team. Give me the Jacksonville Jaguars at number 6.
Dill, at number 7, give me the Jacksonville Jaguars, Dill. I just echo everything you said. They've just been playing great football as of late. Taking care of business against the in-division Colts, taking care against the Bills in London, and then coming back, taking care of business the road against a tough place to play in against the Saints still. Like you said, Trevor Lawrence having a great season. The defense is what's really been speaking volumes. Still, the defense is stepping up. And let's be honest, we expected Calvin Ridley to have a year. It's Christian Kirk, Dill. He might be wide receiver 1. And to be honest, him and Trevor Lawrence find himself a connection. Evan Ingram is doing well as well. But Dill, Travis Etienne, 3 straight games with a touchdown. Psh, watch out for this Jaguars team. Give me the Jaguars at number 7.
At number 7 for me, no movement here. Dallas Cowboys, they were on a bye. Basically, I think I'm not as high as you are on Dak. I think he's a mediocre quarterback, like 15th, 16th in the league. But let's not get it twisted. They miss Trayvon Diggs. Like, you can't replace a Trayvon Diggs. But the guy they replaced them with, Deron Bland, he's done a really good job, like, replacing him. He leads the team in interceptions last year. He had 5 last year. He leads them this season. He has 3 this season already. 1 he returned for a pick 6. So the defense is getting a little more healthier. I just worry about Mike McCarthy and that offensive play calling. Like, I don't really trust the run. I don't trust Tony Pollard in the run offense. And I don't really trust Dak Prescott, to be honest. But outside of CeeDee Lamb, I don't really think they have a lot of weapons. I think they need to go out and get another receiver. But their defense is going to carry this team a lot. So can't move them. They didn't really play. So I'm going to keep the Cowboys at number 7.
So at number 8, give me the Miami Dolphins. Like you said, Dill, I think you make the great point. They've yet to beat a team over 500. That's my only downfall on this team. Yes, I'm waiting to Xavier Howard and Jalen Ramsey to be on the field together. I feel like whenever they get on the field together, that's when the defense will take that next step. And let's see if they're really a good defense or not, Dill. The offense, they're playing at a great level, Dill. It's just like you said, and I agree with you, Dill. We're halfway through the season and they yet to beat above 500 team. Little concerning. Give me the Dolphins at number 8.
At number 8 for me, they keep winning barely, but they keep winning. Give me the Cleveland Browns, 4-2. I know Deshaun Watson has not looked good at all. I think I could cash out my MVP ticket. That's done. Doesn't it look like, I know you watch the games, doesn't it look like when he's scrambling, sometimes he's just like, fuck it, I'm going to throw this shit. Like, that's what it looks like to me. Am I wrong?
Yo, to be honest, what I saw, he only played about a quarter. And to me, it doesn't look right. It looks like he's still hurt. Like he's not confident in the shoulder. And I think that's why Stefanski kept him out the game. It wasn't a concussion. I just feel like, hey, bro, your shoulder's at 100%. You don't look 100%. I'm gonna just sit you out for the rest of the game, Bill. And I think it was a great idea. At the end of the day, if you're not gonna get at least a 90% version of Deshaun Watson, don't have him out there. Excuse me. So I respect it. It's just, I agree, it's a little concerning, Dill, but I'm honestly gonna give him the benefit of the doubt and say it's just shoulder injury because he did miss some time from it.
Yeah, and it's a business decision. I mean, you have so much riding on Deshaun Watson, so you might as well have him at 100% than 20 or even 50%. But yeah, they did sign PJ Walker to the active roster. He will probably start again this week for the Browns, but this defense really good. I know they had a kind of a relapse last week when the Colts kind of put up a lot of points, but Myles Garrett is playing like the best player in the league right now. They got Denzel Ward on one side. You got Martin Emerson Jr. He's another really good cornerback as well. He actually has the third lowest completion percentage in the NFL on 15 targets. People are only completing 36 catches off of him. So I think he's another big reason. I think this defense is a reason why they're where they are, but Run game still kind of concerns me without Nick Chubb, but, Ford's doing an all right job. Amari Cooper has to get involved, but I think with a week to prepare with PJ Walker, I think they'll be all right. Give me the Browns at number 8.
Still at number 9, give me the Cleveland Browns. My only concern is moving forward, is it going to be PJ or is it going to be Deshaun? I like this team much better with Deshaun, but PJ Walker, I got to give him the benefit of the doubt. He's out there winning games. He's 2-0 so far. One of those against the fucking 49ers. So you got to give him the hats off to him, Dill. And like you said, this team, the defense, this might be the best defense in all of football. It might be. It's just, can Deshaun Watson, 1, get on the field, stay on the field, and 2, be consistent. We saw him have a couple bad games, and then we saw a really good game where we only had, 4 or 5 incompletions, over 300 yards, a couple of touchdowns. So we know he's a great dual threat. It's just, can he put it together and be consistent and stay on the field? That's my only concern moving forward, though. But they've been playing like a top 10 team. Give me the Browns at 9.
At number 9 for me. Had to drop them. They were at 5 last week, but give me the Detroit Lions. I mean, they got smoked. There's no easy way or nice way to say it. They got their ass kicked up and down the field on all sides of the ball. Good. They're still a top 10 team, 5-2. But like Miami, this is another watch out. They might be a little fraudulent team to me. I mean, they're kind of one-dimensional. They're hurt right now. Sam Laporta's hurting. Montgomery's hurting. Jahmyr Gibbs doesn't look like the guy they kind of drafted. Jared Goff was under so much. I can't really fault Jared Goff last week because he had actually no time to throw the ball at all. So I think up until last week, Jared Goff was playing really good. He's still playing really good. So defense has actually been really good, but they got exposed last week. So we'll see. I still think they're a good team, 5-2 on the year. But I think if we ask a lot of Lions fan how they're feeling after last week, I don't know if they're feeling all that well. So still a top 10 team, but I had to drop them 5 spots I had to drop them 4 spots. So yeah, give me the Lions at number 9.
Yo, number 10, I'm going to tell you what. I thought last week was tough. This week was a little tougher. I'm going to just sprinkle some teams out there. You got the Bengals. You got the Jets. You got the Bills. You got the Rams. You got the Seahawks. Still, I had to make a decision. I'm going to go with the Seattle Seahawks at number 10, Dill. Give me Geno Smith and Kenneth Walker III. Yeah, DK Metcalf missed the game with a rib injury, Dill, but I think he'll be back this upcoming week. This defense, Dill, we finally saw the young stud, the rookie, the cornerback come in, and boy, can he make a statement, Dill. He looks good. I think they hit on the number 5 overall pick. So I just feel like this team could hit the next stride and be better next week.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I got the Seahawks at number 10 as well. I agree. That was my note. Devin Witherspoon, they fucking hit on the number 5 pick. It took him a few games to get acclimated to NFL play, but man, he is bringing the wood now. You pair him next to Tariq Wooden. The defense is really doing well. Geno, he's not the same Geno as last year, and I think they struggle offensively in the red zone. They might be one of the worst teams in the red zone, but Kenneth Walker, man, besides Christian McCaffrey, and I'll give it to Alvin Kamara, is there another running back that would scare you to see besides Kenneth Walker?
Travis Etienne, Dill. I'm going to be honest, he's been playing at a great level. You got to respect it. Other than that, Kenneth Walker, Dill, I got him on my fantasy team. I've been loving every game. Yeah. I know he didn't get into end zone last week, but he had, 3 straight games with a touchdown. He's been hovering above 80 yards rushing the game, Dill. He's been solid.
Yeah, 100%. I think he's a top 5 running back this season, just the way he's performing. 4-2 right now. I think this defense is actually playing really good. They could have lost that game easily last weekend to the Cardinals, but that defense stepped up time and time again. So we're hanging their head on the defense right now. But yeah, I got the Seahawks at number 10, and I know we're probably going to get chirped. Bills not in the top 10, but that's a bad loss, man. I'm not, no disrespect to you guys. I have the Bills at 11, but I couldn't put them in the top 10, 4-3. And we talked about it with CT earlier. What's wrong with this Buffalo team?
They're just starting off too slow. The offense hasn't been right since they went over the pond in London. There has been 3 straight weeks of them being real sluggish, starting off slow. Like I said, I think I pointed it out. If it ain't Stephon Diggs, it's a blow. You know, we saw them barely sneak out a win against the Giants. I can make the case they should have lost the game to the Giants if Saquon doesn't fumble. So, still, like, it's concerning. You lose to the Patriots. You know, you lose against Jacksonville. Jacksonville's a respectable team, but at the end of the day, you lost to the Jets. You didn't look good against them. That's the key. And then you didn't look good against the Giants. You know, so
I'm interested. Go finish.
Against these higher echelon teams like, you know, the Ravens and in the other teams in the conference, still, how do we expect them to match up moving forward if they don't look good against the Giants, Patriots, and Jets?
Yeah. No, I think it's a fair question because when you start playing, if you're not competing on a high level or at least starting at a high level against these lower echelon teams, what do you think you're going to do when you play the Ravens or the Chiefs? Like,
even Jacksonville, you already lost to Jacksonville. You know, even the Steelers, the Steelers are 4-2. I always put the Steelers in my top 10.
Steelers are right below them at 12 for me.
Yeah,
Steelers, they're very one-dimensional as well, but they keep winning.
The Bengals, you know, Cleveland,
they're at 13 for me.
But I'm saying, like, in general,
I know.
If when the Bills match up against these teams, if you're struggling and they can't put up points against us, you're into trouble.
We got to put a little more respect on us. But I will say,
but I'm just saying us. I'm talking about Jets,
I know.
Patriots, Giants. Like, you can't only score 14 against the Giants, cuz. Come on.
I put the Jets at 15. 3-3. I put the Jets at 15. I put Atlanta Falcons. First place Atlanta Falcons. We got to give them credit. I put them at 14. I put the Bengals at 13. And I put the Steelers at 12. So that rounded off my top 15 real quick. I wanted to see where you put, if you finished. Because I always do 1 through 32 always. But we always just say 10.
Like, I got Steelers, Bills, Bengals, Jets, Rams.
Okay. Good. We're a top 15 team. I appreciate that. But that was kind of the question that was
you beat the Eagles. You beat the Eagles and almost beat the Chiefs. Those are my two top teams in the NFL.
Let's go. Before we get to the Bills, they are hosting the Buccaneers. Let me tell you guys about quick word from our sponsor. We are brought to you by Viva Tequila Seltzer, the most refreshing hard seltzer on the market, hands down. It's no wonder why Viva was voted #1 hard seltzer in the world by San Francisco World Spirit Competition. With only 88 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and a light 4.5 ABV. Viva was the perfect drink for your post-game celebration as it was created with that active lifestyle in mind. We flavor tequila seltzer because flavor is the spice of life, and we like our drinks with just a kick, just like how we like our lives. Whether it's Huckleberry playing a round of golf with the boys or an elderberry on a Thursday afternoon watching Thursday Night Football, it doesn't matter. Our favorites pair perfectly with that Artisanal Blanco tequila for that subtle and refreshing drink. Our belief here at the Dream Wager and at Viva is to live long, live well, and live it up. All right, E, let's get to it. Thursday Night Football at Orchard Park. Buffalo Bills hosting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Bills laying 8.5, minus 420 on the money line, plus 8.5 for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, plus 330 on the money line. Over under is at 42.5. I see 43s out there, so shop around if you want to do the total. Both teams coming off a loss. Dawson Knox is out. He's having surgery on his wrist, so he's going to be out for the next few weeks. Buccaneers, they're 3-3 against the spread this season. Bills, 3-4 against the spread this season. Home favorites of 7 points or more are 21-2 straight up, 16-5-2 ATS. That's 76%. Since 2014, road teams coming off a poor performance in which they scored 16 points or fewer, which the Buffalo Bills, or since the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they scored 13 points last season. 2-12 the following week straight up, 2-10 ATS, 16%. Now, that might lead a lot of people to taking the points with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and maybe this will help. Buffalo Bills 1-4 straight up and ATS on Thursday Night Football. With that being said, we'll start with the side. Any opinion? You laying the big number, or are you going to take the points in the Bucks?
Dill, to be honest, Dill, I'm gonna take a side, but if I had to, Dill, I think coming off these last 3 weeks, you got to take the points with the Tampa Bay Bucks, especially at +8.5. Dill, we've seen the Patriots upset them. We see the Giants cover their huge spread. They only lost by 5 points. You know, Dill, I think Tampa with their defense. I know Baker Mayfield's been regressing ever since that hot 2-0 start, Dill, but I think the defense could keep him in the game, and I think Baker can make enough plays. We saw Mike Evans been putting up numbers all season long. Chris Godwin been the possession receiver we know. I feel like they can make enough plays and keep it close. Though I might have to lean with the +8.5 in Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Though it's nothing we've seen in the past 3 weeks offensively from Buffalo that threatens or otherwise.
Yeah, I agree. I think if you're going to take it, the look ahead line was +10. It has come down to 8.5. Maybe even look at the first half, +4.5. We've noted this a few weeks now that Buffalo just starts very slow. It's hard to imagine on a primetime game, standalone at home, they're going to start slow again. If they do, we just got to continue to fade them in the first half. I mean, they've scored 3 to 10 points the last first half, past 3 games. So they're not putting up that many points in the first half. So maybe look at the first half +4.5 and see if they could keep it close. But I agree. No official play on the side. But if I were to, I would take the Tampa Bay Buccaneers catching the points. Right now, let me see where the money is at. 81% of the money is on the Buffalo Bills. So a lot of people are expecting the Bills to bounce back here, but you know me, I like to go away from whatever the public is deciding. Now, as for the total, I say depends on the book you're looking at, 42.5, 43 as well. Any opinion here? I was looking under.
Joe, give me the under 43.5.
Wow.
This is an official play, people. Dill, I got to go with what I've been seeing. I've been seeing a regressive Baker Mayfield and Tampa Bay offense in the past 3 weeks. I know they're coming off the bye week, Dill, but still, past few weeks haven't been looking good. And then the Buffalo, last 3 weeks, still, their offense hasn't been looking good. 14 points against the Giants. They lost against us. I'm just going to put up some points against us still, but at the end, they are defense.
That was very late.
It was late, and Tampa Bay, I'm going to say it straight out. Tampa Bay's defense is much better than ours right now at this very moment. So I expect them to have a tough matchup, Don't get me wrong. Do I think Stephon Diggs and company still could put up yards? Do I think Josh Allen could still put up yards and, do some plays with his legs? Absolutely, Dill. But to get actual touchdowns on the board, Dill, I think we're going to see a field goal fest. I think it's going to be a tough task asking Josh Allen and them to score in the red zone. And I think Baker Mayfield, to be honest, on the road, do I expect Baker Mayfield to go out there and light them up? Absolutely not, Dill. Give me the under 43.5. I even like it under 42.5.
Yeah, I'm on the under as well. That's my first official play as well. Total Elvis. I love it. Usually you're on overs, if anything, but you're on the under. I appreciate that. Tampa Bay, they only allow 17 points per game this season. They lead the NFL in red zone efficiency, only allowing 22% of the people who get in the red zone points. They also lead the excuse me. They have 13 takeaways this season as well. That's the second most in the NFL. They're great against the run. They're only allowing 3.8 rushes per yard. So they are actually a really good defense. The offense is what worries me, but that also is into the handicap. They're struggling. Baker got off to a kind of a good start. It's kind of regressed to the mean a little bit. Buffalo, we've seen it now. It's not just a small sample size. It's been 3 weeks in a row. They're struggling as well. I get it. They put up a lot of points last week against the Patriots, but I think it's skewed a little. Like, if we're really being honest and watch the game, they struggled to score points. I know they're third in the NFL. They scored 28 points per game. I don't think they're going to be able to do that against this defense. So I'm going to go under 43 as well. There are still 43s out there, so grab it while you can. I want to ask you real quick. I know the Bills, they're dealing with a lot of injuries. Obviously, Matt Milano, Tre'Davious White, Ed Oliver's hurt as well. Do you think this defense is missing the loss of defensive coordinator Leslie Frazier from last year?
Absolutely, though, just because this was a top 10 defense for a couple of years. I understand the down Manalo and Tre'Davious White, though. So I think those are two key pieces. Maybe that's why the defense is struggling a little bit. They just need to, adjust / scheme around that deal. But I'm gonna say yes, just because Leslie Frazier, we know week in, week out, the defense was gonna show up. Maybe a couple hiccups throughout the season, but we knew the defense was gonna show up.
Yeah. And now let's talk about player props if you have any. Obviously, you could take care of maybe Dalton Kincaid since Dawson Knox is out, Baker Mayfield, Mike Evans. Any player props that you're looking for or have any leans? You've been good with your leans.
Dill, this one I'm confident in. Dill, this is an
official
player prop. Dill, this one I know people are gonna look at it like, nah, I'm gonna fade Elvis, but it's cool. You can fade me, Dill. This dude has been real quiet for 2 weeks straight, just 3 receptions 2 weeks ago against the Giants for 21 yards, and then 1 ball last week for 6 yards against the Patriots. Give me Gabe Davis over 39.5 receiving yards. I think this number is too disrespectful. The 2 weeks prior to that, the kid had 61 and 100, both for a touchdown. He had 4 straight games prior than these 2 dud games with a touchdown, though. I expect him to go back to that. He had 5 targets last week. I expect him to get a few more targets this week, and catch them and be productive, though. I want to sprinkle something on anytime touchdown just because he's due. But, though, I think he gets the targets. I think he gets the receptions, though. 39.5 yards is too low. Give me Gabe Davis on a bounce back. It's been 2 bad weeks, people. It's not going to be 3 in a row. Give me Gabe Davis over 39.5 at -115, people.
You love yourself some Gabe Davis. I know that. When you said this guy's been having 2 low weeks, I said this motherfucker's going for Gabe Davis. I knew it. For me, give me Dalton Kincaid over 33.5 receiving yards. He set career highs last week. 8 targets on 8 catches for 75 yards last week. And now he's going up against the Tampa Bay team who gave up 74 yards to tight ends on 6 catches and 7 targets to Kyle Pitts last week. They don't really defend tight ends all that well. So I think this is a good play here. He's going to get the volume. He's going to get the targets here. I think they're not going to be able to run the ball successfully, I don't think. James Cook is a good running back, but against that front 7, I think they're going to have a tough time running the ball. I think they're going to be a very pass-heavy team. So give me Dalton Kincaid. This is another official play for me, over 33.5 receiving yards. I really like this one. I think he's going to get the volume. He's going to get the uptick in catches and targets. So what do we need? Like 2-3 catches, maybe 4 for him to go over this. Give me Dalton Kincaid over 33.5 receiving yards. So 2 official plays, one on the under for both of us, and we both have a receiving prop, both on the Buffalo Bills, though. So very interesting. Elvis, good luck. We need to turn things around. It was a bad week 7, but best thing you could do is our next best. We'll look ahead to week 8. We got a full slate here in the NBA, though, this week, Elvis. Let's start tonight. A lot of games to go through, but I'll just let you rattle them off. What are your plays for tonight?
So I'm going to just say my plays. I didn't want to go overboard, because I kind of want to enjoy some and not, check my bet. So, we got a couple plays for the people. We got 5, So let's start it off in Toronto, Minnesota. Give me Minnesota Timberwolves versus the Raptors. Give me Minnesota Timberwolves -1.5 on the road. I think, like I said, I have Anthony Edwards sprinkle on the MVP. I think he takes that next step, that superstar step. We know what Cat represents. I think the team all around is good. Let's not forget they got Rudy. Even though you can say what they say,
He's
Rudy's
past
still
his prime.
He's a defensive presence at the end of the day. I feel like Minnesota -1.5 on the road is a short number. Dill, I know you're gonna laugh, but give me Ben Simmons over 7.5 points. 7.5 is too disrespectful. My man was having a preseason of.
You can't say that because you just laughed at me for saying preseason. I hate you.
But he looked good, though. He looked good. That's all I'm gonna say. I have faith. We traded James Harden for him, and guess what? This season we getting our fucking money's worth. Give me Ben Simmons over 7.5, and guess what? We put in the house on it. No, we not. Wow. But we're confident, people. Still.
But do you have confidence in your team? You're gonna win. Good game against Cleveland tonight.
It's a good game. It's a good game. Still, it's game one. It's game one. I don't have too many expectations. At the end of Cleveland's a very good team. Might be a slight.
I low-key like the under on the game. 219 and a half. I think it's going to be a defensive battle.
You stupid. We dropping 140, but that's not the here or there. Moving along. Dill, give me the Pelicans. The Pelicans taking off the Memphis Grizzlies in Memphis. Give me the Pelicans. We got Zion back. He's going to be in the lineup. I expect the team overall just to play well, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Still, CJ McCollum, Brandon Ingram, offensively they're gonna do what they do. Question is, what Zion's gonna do? Is Zion gonna give us his career average, which is about 24 to 26 points a game, or is he gonna just work himself in and just gives us 15 to 18 points tonight? I'm not sure, Dill. But I expect the Pelicans to take care of business on the road at -108 on the money line, Dill. Another short favorite, Dill. Let's go to Chicago. OKC Thunder taking on the Chicago Bulls. Dill, give me the OKC Thunder -105 on the money line, Dill. The debut of our boy, Chet Holmgren, Dill. I think he's going to have our day. Shai Alexander is one of the best, not just point guards in basketball, one of the best players in basketball. And I think this year, not just the world, honestly, the whole world's going to find out he's a top 10 player, Dill. And then last but not least, 9 p.m. start, Dill, in Utah. Sacramento Kings taking off the Utah Jazz. I got all rolled dogs today. Well, favorites, you could say. Give me the Sacramento Kings on the road, -124 in Utah, Dill. I just think Sacramento Kings are going to keep on keeping on from where they're last year. They had a great regular season, and I expect that to carry on. Don't get me wrong, Utah is a good team, but they're not at the level Sacramento is.
All right, I'm gonna rattle mine off. I got 7 plays.
I'm surprised.
One lean, 6 player props, and one side. Side is the same thing as you. Give me the Minnesota Timberwolves on the money line -108. This should not be this close to a pick 'em. I'm sorry. Minnesota is a much better team. Lay the 1.5 if you want. I just got a really good price on the money line. I'm going to lay it there. In that game, give me, though, Scotty Barnes over 15.5 points at -102. I think Scotty Barnes could drop at least 16, 17 points. Washington at Indiana. Give me my boy Kyle Kuzma over 18.5 points. I think besides Jordan Poole and him, they don't really have too much offense. Kyle Kuzma has to drop 20, 21 points a game. So he's going to take this next step as well. Earlier game, Atlanta at Charlotte. Give me my boy Terry Rozier over 19.5 points. I don't think anyone on Atlanta could guard him offensively, to be honest. So it's at plus money as well. So I took a shot there. Let's go to your game. Nets at Cleveland at Brooklyn. Oh, we should have went to the game. It's right here in Brooklyn. Give me Claxton over 1.5 blocks. That's been so profitable for us. -115 if you still like it. It's over at DK. No free shout outs. But yeah, it's been very profitable for us last season. Nick Claxton is a beast down low, and I think him and Jared Allen are going to go at it. Give me Nick Claxton over 1.5.
I voted him as an all-star last season.
Good.
Made my voice heard. He is. Made my voice heard.
And then last 2 player props are going to be in that Sacramento-Utah game. Both Sacramento. Give me Keegan Murray over 12.5 points. That is very disrespectful. Keegan Murray is going to take that next step. I'm biased. I like Keegan Murray a lot. And then De'Aaron Fox over 25.5 points. It is a little high. I know it's on opening night, but Utah just can't guard him. So give me De'Aaron Fox over 25.5 points. And then last but certainly not least, give me the New York Knicks money line +146 +4. Don't matter at the Mecca. Jason Tatum. We gonna boo Porzingis too. Oh, he's going to have a tough night at the Garden returning. Julius Randle, look at his over too. I do worry about Drew Holiday though. I'm not gonna lie. Should be a good game. But anything else? Oh, by the way, quick word on our way out. Just want to give him his flowers on 21 years of just dominance. Dusty Baker retired today. I mean, just an absolute fucking legend in the sport of baseball. Didn't make it to the World Series, but he informed the front office of Houston that it was his last year. I'm glad he got thrown out one last time before he got retired. But yeah, shout out Dusty Baker, man. World Series, game 1, you got Rangers. I really hope they don't fucking win against the Diamondbacks. I'm rooting for the Diamondbacks, man. Any last words or any last bets before we get out of here, kid?
Let's go Rangers, though. And I'm gonna be honest, though. Gotta lean with Boston -4.5, though. I like your Knicks, though, but Boston might be the real deal. They have the potential to be the best team in the NBA. We gotta see it. We gotta see it, though. We gotta see it. They might explode. They might explode.
I cannot root for Max Scherzer.
And Dill, let's not forget who returns to the Garden tonight. Porzingis.
Yeah, and we're gonna shut him down. On that note, that's gonna do it for this Wednesday edition of the Dream Wager. On behalf of our sponsor, Viva Tequila, Elvis, myself, we'll see you guys Saturday. We'll recap Thursday Night Football. We'll give out our best bets for this weekend. Everyone have a great week. Good luck on your bets. Follow along our social media, X and Instagram at The Dream Wager. You guys can find all of our episodes if you missed it, wherever you listen to podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher. We go live every Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday on YouTube, youtube.com/The Dream Wager. Subscribe, rate, give us a review. All that good stuff really helps the show grow tremendously. So be a friend, tell a friend. Everyone have a great few days. Good luck on your wagers. Be safe, be well, and we'll see you guys down the road. Peace.